The young lion will overcome the older one. On the field of combat in a single battle, he will pierce his eyes through a golden cage, 2 wounds made 1, then he dies a cruel death. What happened? In the summer of 1559 King Henry II of France, older one, lined up to joust the Comte de Montgomery, young lion, 6 years his junior, on the fields of France, field of combat. Both had lions on their shields. In their final pass Montgomery's lance tilted up, and burst through the king's visor splintering to pieces. 2 shards, 1 through the eye, pierce his eyes through a golden cage, and 1 through the temple, lodged in the king's head, 2 wounds made 1. Henry suffered for 10 days, then he dies a cruel death. Before dying in his bed, the blood of the just will be demanded of London burned by fire in the year 66. The ancient lady will fall from her high place and many of the same sect will be killed. What happened? The small fire that started in the bakery of Thomas Fariner on Pudding Lane in London September 2, 1666, in the year 66, turned into a 3-day blaze that consumed the city. One of the explanations for the blood of the just, refers to the millions of flea-carrying rats that were killed. Peasant deaths were not recorded at the time, but it has long been held that 6 people perished in the fire. From the enslaved populace, songs, chants and demands while princes and lords are held captive in prisons. These will in the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. What happened? In 1789, the French people decided they'd had enough of poor aristocratic rule and revolted. The peasants, enslaved populace, took control of Paris and forced their demands on royalty. The aristocracy, princes and lords, were taken from power, were locked in the Bastille, prisons, and beheaded at the guillotine, headless idiots. Pow, nay, Laurent will be more of fire than of the blood, to swim in praise, the great one to flee to the confluence. He will refuse entry to the piouses, the depraved ones and the durance will keep them imprisoned. What happened? Pow, nay, Laurent, 3 towns in southern France, Pow, nay, and a Laurent. The capitalization hints that something is hidden within the words and to look further. Rearranging them spells out Napoleon Roy, or Napoleon the King in French. More of fire than of the blood, refers to Napoleon's non-noble lineage, and the refuse entry to the piouses, speaks to Popes Pius VI and VII, both imprisoned by Napoleon. The lost thing is discovered, hidden for many centuries. Pasteur will be celebrated almost as a godlike figure. This is when the moon completes her great cycle, but by other rumors he shall be dishonored. What happened? Louis Pasteur will be celebrated, is credited with discovering microbial decay. Lost thing is discovered, hidden for many centuries. In 1995 the science historian Gerald L. Gayson ran a story in the New York Times illustrating that Pasteur gave a misleading account on his preparation of the anthrax vaccine. Shall he be dishonored?